when I changed my career, I realized that it's not just about the recruitment, but it's about touching many lives. We're helping people to get a job, right? We're helping people to bring food on the table. And that's the greatest feeling that I have today. And no regret on changing my career from software development to the recruitment industry.
One, two, three, four.
Good morning, guests. I'm here to present the next session of CommuniTEA. This is Anshuman. I've been with Collabera for 13 years. I work in a capacity of a senior talent acquisition manager. I'm here to introduce you to one of our special guests, all the way from Canada. He's known as Santa Claus because he brings gifts every time he's here. Let us go and meet him. Hello, Dak.
Hey, Anshuman.
Good morning. Happy New Year. How are you?
Doing fantastic,
I'm
man.
doing wonderful as well. So, like, I've been working with you for a long time. I'm fascinated with your working style. But I always had this question and never got a chance, so I want to ask this now.
Sure.
Is how was Canada all together when you started it? You know, one of the genesis of Canadian office for us. What was the challenge? Where was the office, the location, and where we are today from where we started? Can you tell us more about it?
Sure, Anshuman. I think you are taking me to my memory lane. 2012, when my residency for the Canada got approved.
Okay.
I was having discussion with our leaders, Vinay Verma, Mehul, and everybody else that it's time for me to relocate to Canada. But we had no operations out there. Okay, we had no office except the virtual registered office that we had from past.
Wow.
But there were no employees.
Okay.
And then we were talking about, we spoke about 6 months or so to see what can we do.
Okay.
Then finally we all agreed that let's do this. That for the first 6 months,
Okay.
we agreed that I'm going to work in Canada on my India salary.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And to see if we can start some operations out there, right? So Collabera actually created an opportunity for me. And I saw the value and I grabbed that opportunity.
Okay.
So it wasn't that easy. I went to Canada. I remember having the first meeting with one of the CA in Canada. Asked me for my visiting card and I didn't even have my phone.
Oh boy. Okay.
Right? But then things worked out very well. It took around 2 months for us to set the operations. Once we started the operation in 2 months' time, of course, the leadership team was very generous to move me from India payroll to the Canadian payroll.
Wow. Okay.
But that's the day when we started things in Canada, and we keep adding more and more people. And now, if you see, we have 2 offices in Canada, one in Toronto, one in Vancouver. I still remember I rented a basement apartment in Canada, and that was our first actual physical office.
Oh.
That address was our website as well. People were calling me where to go and where to visit. I said it's my home address. It's not the office address. But yeah, you know, it's amazing journey. In last 10 years time, I personally moved to 10 different offices.
Oh wow. Wow.
In Canada. So
That's
finally,
amazing.
we are now settled. We have our own office in downtown Toronto. But amazing journey. I think you know, the amount of opportunities that has been created by Collabera and given to the people out there. You know, it's really motivates me and excites me to take any such opportunity in future as well. There is absolutely zero regret that I had. You know, in my life when I stayed there to work on the India salary in Canada and paying my rent in Canadian dollars. Not an easy task, but yeah, it was good.
I just can't imagine that. I mean, with the type of person you are, those challenges, I'm sure, would have been there, but overcoming them would have never been a doubt about you with the management and Vinay and Mehul and everyone. I think one thing that I picked up was the basement. We started our Baroda office from basement in the Canada, I'm sure we're growing like anything. So that is an amazing, and I think thank you so much on behalf of everyone for doing everything that you did to be where we are today in Canada. Greg, I want to take you to the memory lane again. I know Dak was a software developer. So I want to take us back to 1999, 2007 era, when you were a software developer into a technical background, decided to move into staffing, which was, I'm sure, not known to a lot of people. So how was that transition? Why did it happen? Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, Anshuman, I think there is a little story behind this. I did my master's in computer applications back in the days, and I started as a software developer. That was my first job. And after that, I decided to go for higher studies to UK. I spent some time in UK. I again started working in the software industry. And then what happened is that 2009, we all know it's a recession, evolved issues, visa extensions and jobs and so many other things. Then my family and we decided that okay, it's time for us to go back to India.
Oh, okay.
So that is when I thought to come back to India and work for a company.
Okay.
And here the story starts. So my cousin, Chintan Patel, who is in Collabera Digital right now.
Okay.
Right. We both did MCA together.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
And I still remember when I started my job as a software developer, and he started with Collabera. Back then it was ZCI in Mumbai, and working night shift. So we were having laugh actually. I used to call him and say, man, you know, why didn't you give up your seat of MCA? Somebody could have done it instead of you. You're working in a kind of call center company in Mumbai. You come to my company and join in. Let's do software development together. Right?
Oh wow!
Okay. That was a fun time. So in that time, Collabera was well established as a good name in Baroda. So I asked him, hey, is there any opportunity with Collabera's client that can come and work?
Okay.
And he said that why don't you come and join Collabera and work as a recruiter? I said, what? And you asking me to work night shift and that to recruiter? I even don't know what to do. I said that you don't need to do anything. You come from a technical background. You screen candidate.
Okay.
Technically.
Okay.
And if you like them, you will send it to our clients.
Wow.
And they interview and they will hire. They said, okay, I'm gonna try it out.
Okay.
And then I joined Collabera in November 2009. And this is the history, my friend. But I tell you the turning point, right? If I would have been in the software development, right, then my job was very limited to developing softwares.
Yeah. Okay.
But when I changed my career, I realized that it's not just about the recruitment, but it's about touching many lives. We're helping people to get the job, right? We're helping people to bring food on the table. And that's the greatest feeling that I have today. And no regret on changing my career from software development to the recruitment industry. I am glad that I did that because now I have a purpose for my job.
Wow. I think that adds value to all of us. Next time I meet CP, I'm gonna say thanks to him to bring you here and to make Dak what Dak is today. So Dak, this one is special. I know you're a tech guru. You're fond of the new technologies in the market. I've been told you're fond of sneakers and you have a collection. This is fascinating to me. So can you tell me the story behind it and your collection?
Sure, Anshuman. To be honest, I wasn't a fan of sneakers to begin with.
Okay.
It was just a comfort.
Okay.
But I remember that my son once pushed me to buy one of the Jordans.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I told him, man, it's very expensive. And he's like, yeah, once in a life, buy it.
Okay.
And I went with the flow. Okay. I bought my first Jordan, and that was the day. And I became a huge fan of Jordans.
Okay.
I think by this time I have 5 to 6 different collection of Jordans.
Just Jordans?
Wow. I have one with DJ Khaled. a couple of Jordans. I have the Air Force One as well.
Wow.
And many other Jordans. It's great comfort, looks really great, But that's how I became fond of these sneakers. But it was all my son, and I just tried to follow him.
Okay. Okay. So I'm sure he also has a big collection.
He does, yes. And that's why he pushed me to buy once, because he knew once I will buy, I'm never going to say no to him.
Makes sense. So I'm saying, guys, who has a bigger collection? You are.
Of course, I.
Oh, okay.
Now, bigger connection.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm myself a basketball fan, so I value Jordans more than anyone. I have not started the collection, but I'm going to take that inspiration. Right? And I want to know this very important question for me. How did this Dakshesh become Dak? Was it you? Someone else? Was it Tammy? How did that go?
I think, everyone figured out that I'm cooler than my name. So they started calling me Dak because it's way cooler than Dakshesh,
Okay.
Even my wife calls me Dak these days, so that's very fun.
Do you remember the instance when it started? I know it's long time, may not be possible.
No, I remember during my school days, people used to call me Dex,
Okay.
and then from Dex to slowly and gradually changed from Dex to Dak.
Okay.
Right? But I honestly don't remember when it happened. But like I mentioned, people figured out very quickly that I'm cooler.
I think that says it all. Perfect. So like since you mentioned your son, and family is always important. I've recently been married, so I need some tips.
Sure.
You're here 4 times a year. I know we celebrated your birthday here. You're here, you're at the hang of your anniversary. So how do you manage the load, the workload, the family obligations, and the work-life balance?
See, I can tell you one thing. Work-life balance is extremely important in life. Not only from a personal standpoint, but from a professional standpoint as well. And I was lucky to have a very nice family, very supportive family, to be honest. Right? They supported me. I know during my travels, I have missed birthdays, I have missed anniversaries, I have missed some important dates as well. But what we can do as a family is, whenever we are together, we spend really quality time. Wow. So we believe in quality versus quantity. It doesn't matter how many days we stay together during a year, but it does matter that how we are spending our time with each other. And that really helps us, that really motivates my family and myself as well to balance the work and balance the life as well.
I'm gonna make my wife watch the session, so we can also come to a common ground and manage that balance for both of us.
Absolutely. There is one more thing as well. My family truly believes that this is my extended family as well. Like we care for each other, right? Like we know that we touch billions of life, by doing right things for them. And I think these thoughts can really help all of us working as a family.
Perfect. I think my wife knows Collabera is my first wife, so we're sorted there. During my time as a leader, I have worked with a lot of people, you included, and I have this one for you. You are one of the most happy-go-lucky leaders of the organization, very approachable. I myself have a personal name for you, Santa Claus. Whenever you're here, you come there and win. So I want to know this for me and every other leader. How do you manage that leadership style? How do you carry it? Does not matter, it's carried on again.
Sure, I think Anshuman, I'm hearing this for the very first time for myself. I'm always happiest at home and at work. And I tell you that the positive vibes around me, from the people that I get here, that's truly reflect, and that's what I believe. Whatever I try to do, I tend to bring the positivity inside that helps the positive accents all the time, that gives us positive outcome as well. But it's truly the reflection of the people around me. That's where I get the energy and positivity. And about the approachable question that you have, I think I learned that from my leaders. My leaders open up their heart and they always
have an open door policy, and I'm always grateful and thankful to them, and that's where I learned to be always approachable, for anybody and available.
I think that is valuable input there. I'll keep that in mind every time I get into that leadership role. Thank you so much for your time there. I am so excited to know you more, and at the same time all the valuable inputs you gave us.
Thank you, Anshuman, for having time with me today. It was pleasant.
Wonderful. I hope all of you as well enjoy knowing more about Dak and the tips he gave. See you in the next session of CommuniTEA. Thank you.
Thank you.